Molecular compounds. Molecular compounds have two or more nonmetals. Because you can't have an ionic compound with just nonmetals. They're all going to have negative charges and they're going to repel each other. They're going to run screaming away from each other. So nonmetals form molecular compounds. There is a huge variety of molecular compounds. We're going to learn to name one group of them. The binary, meaning two-element molecular compounds. Those are the ones we're going to learn. Now this set of names, students tend to like better because it just uses prefixes and there's just not as much thinking. So these are binary. There's going to be two elements. And so we've got the name of the first element, and we're going to take that second element and we're going to change its name to "ide" as if it was an ion, but it isn't. And because there's no charges, we're going to use numerical prefixes to say how many of each there are. So there'll be a prefix before the first element name telling how many atoms of that element. Then there's a little space and a prefix before the name of the second element. These are the prefixes. Mono means one, di means two, tri means three, tetra is four, penta is five. Some of these are the same as are used in geometry. A pentagon has 5 sides. Hexagon has 6 sides. Hepta means 7. Octa is 8. Nona is 9. And deca is 10. There are other prefixes that are used in different situations, right? Binary, that by prefix bi has to do with 2. We don't use that when we name molecular compounds. We use di instead. So those are the prefixes. Now, just continuing on with this bias against the number 1, if we have one of the first element, we skip the mono prefix. So if we're looking at CO2, the pattern would be a prefix telling how many carbons, so monocarbon, and then oxygen, there's 2 of them, and we're going to change its last name, the ending of its name, to "ide", so dioxide. It would be monocarbon dioxide. But on the first element only, if there's 1, we usually leave mono off. So we're just going to call it carbon dioxide. Here, N2O, also known as laughing gas, that's a common name. Dinitrogen, because there's 2 nitrogens. Monoxide, there's 1 oxygen. Now, sometimes, like here, where the prefix ends with a vowel and the element name begins with a vowel, we've got monoxide. Right? That looks kind of weird. What is that? Monoxide? So we drop the O there. So this is the dropping of the last vowel of the prefix is really hard to figure out for students. And so I am not going to count it wrong if you don't do it correctly. But I just want to tell you that this is what we're doing because you're going to see me do that and you're going to wonder why. So we drop it in monoxide, so it's not monooxide or monoxide. We don't drop it in triiodide. Right? Yeah, why? Well, triodide, it's hard to explain. I don't know. That looks weird too. So you can't just go on looks. So just give it your best shot, and I'll count it correct. On multiple choice exam, I would not give you monoxide as an option. Okay? If you write it incorrectly on this paper, I'll just fix it for you, but I won't count it wrong.